Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to go way beyond just, single AI playing games. We're talking hundreds of AI agents interacting, forming societies like little digital anthills.
Yep.
Developing cultures.
Incredible.
And get this, it's all happening inside Minecraft.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I know.
So our source material for this deep dive is this wild technical report called many-agent.pdf, and it really digs deep into some huge questions,
Yeah.
Can AI actually specialize in jobs? Can they be influenced by laws? Can they even change those laws? Do they form relationships and spread ideas like gossip and rumors like we do?
Right.
I mean,
it's really mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It really is.
What's really fascinating to me is that this research goes beyond just, observing what the AI is doing. It's trying to understand how intelligence itself might emerge in different situations.
Absolutely. How does intelligence even evolve? Yeah, so how do these AI agents even think in the first place? I mean, they need some kind of brain, right?
Right.
This report talks about something called the PIANO architecture.
Yeah.
What is that?
So PIANO stands for Parallel Information Aggregation via Neural Orchestration.
Oh?
Basically, a new way of designing AI brains, and it's inspired by how our own brains work.
Interesting.
It lets these AI agents multitask and make decisions in a much more human-like way.
Okay, so I get the whole inspired by us thing.
Yeah.
But I'm having a little trouble picturing it.
Okay.
Is it kind of similar to when I'm cooking and I'm chopping veggies while the pasta's boiling? Trying to do multiple things at once to save time?
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
Really?
Yeah, so the technical terms are concurrency, which is you're multitasking in the kitchen.
Okay.
And coherence, which is making sure all those actions actually work together.
Towards a goal.
Towards a goal, like a delicious meal.
Exactly.
So in this paper, they actually describe how an AI agent can be like gathering wood for a house, but at the same time, they're planning the layout.
Wow.
And also keeping an eye out for danger all at the same time.
They can do all that at the same time.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
That's wild.
It is.
But Minecraft, even though it looks kind of simple, it's actually not that easy.
Right.
How did the researchers in this report even measure how much progress the AI agents were making in the game?
So they had a pretty clever system. They tracked how these AI agents acquired increasingly complex items.
Okay.
So you need wood to make a pickaxe.
Right.
Then you need the pickaxe to mine iron and so on.
Okay.
So it's like a tech tree.
Yeah.
And by seeing how the AI moved through that tree, they could see how much they were learning.
Gotcha. So they were actually problem solving.
Exactly.
Not just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Speaking of that tech tree, I was really blown away by one of the findings in this report. The best PIANO agents were able to get a third of all the possible Minecraft items in just a few hours.
Yeah.
Is that even humanly possible?
It's tough to compare AI to humans.
Yeah.
Because they're playing under such different conditions.
Right.
But that level of progress being so consistent from the AI is a really big deal.
Yeah.
It shows that they're not just wandering around aimlessly.
Right.
They're learning, they're adapting, and they're achieving goals.
Yeah, and they're doing it in a complex environment. They're not just playing tic-tac-toe.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've seen that these AI agents can build and craft and even strategize. But here's a question that I've been thinking about. What about feelings? Can AI actually understand emotions? Or even experience them?
Right.
It seems like that would be super important for forming a real society.
That's a great question. And the researchers actually designed a whole experiment.
Oh, wow.
To explore that very thing.
Interesting.
They created an AI chef.
Okay.
Whose job it was to give food to other AI agents. And these other agents had different levels of friendliness.
Okay.
And get this, the AI chef consistently gave more food.
No way.
To the AI that were nicer to it.
Hold on, so the AI chef was playing favorites.
It seems like it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
How could they even program something like that?
Right.
And how did this play out when they had a larger group? Like when they had 50 AI agents all interacting? Could they still figure out each other's feelings accurately?
So the report showed that even in those larger groups, the AI could tell how much the other AI liked them.
Wow.
But the how is still a bit of a mystery.
Right. It could be through gossip, overhearing conversations.
Oh, interesting.
It could be through just observing interactions, or maybe even just a simple average of, opinions they've heard.
Yeah.
More research is definitely needed to figure this out.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the AI react to social cues?
Maybe even forming opinions about each other.
Yeah.
But how does all of this scale up when we're talking about a whole AI society?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where things get really interesting, right? Like, we're not just talking about individual AI anymore.
Right.
We're talking about a whole civilization.
Exactly.
That's got to be a whole different ballgame.
It is. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
When we look at these bigger simulations, it's not just AI hanging out in Minecraft.
Right.
It's like they're forming these AI civilizations.
AI civilizations, wow.
Yeah, and the researchers focused on three main things. The hallmarks of any advanced society: specialization, collective rules, and cultural transmission.
Okay, so how did the AI decide who's going to be the farmer, who's going to be the builder,
That's the crazy part. They weren't told what to do.
Oh, wow.
They just started specializing into different roles just like we do.
No way. So they were like, I'm going to be the farmer, you be the blacksmith.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had farmers, miners, engineers, even guards.
So they were actually doing those things. They weren't just saying it, they were behaving like those roles.
Yeah, their actions in the game totally matched their chosen profession.
That's pretty amazing.
And it gets even weirder. The researchers found that when the AI's goal was to be like a martial society, they started having scouts and strategists.
Interesting.
But these roles didn't show up in simulations where the goal was more artistic.
So they were adapting their roles based on the big picture goal of their society.
Exactly. It's not just programmed behavior,
Right.
They're thinking strategically.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
It is a little bit.
But before we go full Terminator on this, I want to hear more about these collective rules.
Okay.
What happened when the researchers gave the AI laws and even a voting system?
This is where it gets wild. They did this experiment with taxes.
Taxes in Minecraft.
Yeah, the AI had to pay taxes using items from their inventory, and it was all based on this constitution that they could actually vote to change.
Hold on, so they could change the laws of their society.
Yeah, they followed the law as it was written, but they could be swayed by these influencers.
Influencers, like AI Kardashians or something.
Not quite, but close.
Wow.
These influencers would argue for higher or lower taxes.
Okay.
And here's the crazy part. The Constitution would almost always get changed based on what the most popular influencer was saying.
That means the AI weren't just programmed to vote a certain way. They were making decisions based on social pressure and legal stuff.
Exactly. It's like they were in a democracy or something.
It's blowing my mind.
I know, right? It's not just AI playing games anymore. It's about how intelligent systems might interact with rules.
Right.
And even change those rules.
Okay, so we've seen how they figure out their jobs and even understand laws. But what about something as complex as culture? How did they simulate that in Minecraft?
They used two really cool approaches.
Yeah.
So first, they tracked these AI-generated memes.
AI memes. Did they come up with anything good?
The report doesn't give specifics, but it says that the memes were different in each AI town.
So different slang or inside jokes?
Yeah. Exactly, like little cultural fingerprints.
That's amazing. So what was the second approach?
They introduced religion.
Religion in Minecraft. Which one?
Pastafarianism.
Wait, the flying spaghetti monster thing?
Well, one and only. They had AI priests spreading the word.
So did the other AI buy into it? Did they all become Pastafarians?
Well, some of them used all the Pastafarian terms, like talking about the flying spaghetti monster.
Okay.
But others just seem to use words like pasta and spaghetti more often.
So how ideas get passed down and changed in human cultures.
Exactly. It's evolution, not just transmission.
This is incredible. We're seeing hints of social structures, laws, and even culture, all from these simple AI.
And remember, they're all just interacting in this virtual world.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But we got to remember, this is still early stuff, right? And there are some limitations.
Oh, definitely. And the researchers point those out too. Like, for instance, these AI don't actually have vision.
Wait, what do you mean by vision? They're navigating Minecraft building stuff.
Yeah, but not like how we do. Their knowledge of Minecraft is pre-programmed. It's like giving them a blueprint of the world, but not letting them actually see it.
So they're working off of old information.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It limits how much they can learn and adapt. Imagine trying to get around a city with a map from 10 years ago.
Yeah, you'd be lost.
Exactly. And there's another big limitation. These AI don't have drives like survival or curiosity.
But those are what drive real societies.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Without those drives, they're basically just playing out these behaviors, however complex they are.
So it's not quite the same as how human societies develop.
Not yet, at least.
Okay, so we need to be realistic. But even with those limitations, this research is huge.
It really is.
It's not just about AI playing games anymore. It's about how intelligence itself might work.
And if you think bigger picture,
Yeah.
imagine using these simulations to study real-world systems, like economies or political
But
systems.
even like how ideas spread.
Exactly. It's like a digital petri dish for societies
You could run all sorts of experiments.
that we could never do in the real world.
So could these simulations actually help us understand our own societies better?
That's the million-dollar question. Could we learn things from AI that could help us fix problems like inequality or even climate change?
Now that's a thought-provoking question. We're talking about using AI to make the real world a better place.
It's a possibility. And it leads to another question. Could we design AI that can actually work with us?
Collaborate, not just coexist.
Right, that's a big step. But that's what makes this whole field so exciting and kind of scary at the same time.
We're talking about creating a new form of intelligence.
And then trying to figure out how to live with it.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. But it's also an incredible opportunity.
Well, after this deep dive, I'm definitely looking at AI differently. It's not just about algorithms anymore. It's about systems that can learn, adapt, and even evolve.
In ways that are a lot like us.
And as we create these technologies, we need to remember that intelligence isn't just about processing power. It's about understanding empathy and creating a better future for everyone.
And to set it better myself.
So what's next on our agenda for today's deep dive?
Let's get into some more specific findings from this study. We've talked big picture, but let's see how the AI interact in different situations.
Sounds good. I'm really curious about how they programmed personality into the AI.
Oh yeah, that's fascinating.
Like, how did they make some AI more outgoing and others more shy?
Right. And how did those differences play out in their little AI world?
That's what we're going to explore next, so buckle up.
Personality. You know, it's something we don't always think about when we talk about intelligence,
Right.
but it's a huge part of how we interact with each other.
Absolutely.
And what's really cool about this study is they actually simulated personality in the AI.
Really? How do you even program something like that?
They use something called procedural generation.
Okay. That sounds pretty complicated.
It's kind of like when you create a character in a video game.
Okay.
You pick different traits to make your character unique.
Right, like strengths and weaknesses and stuff.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So they used algorithms to create different combinations of traits for the AI.
So like some AI were more introverted, some were more extroverted?
Right. Some were more cooperative, some were more competitive.
Wow, so they were setting the stage for different personalities to emerge.
Yeah, it's like a mix of nature and nurture, even for AI.
Interesting. So then what happened?
Well, they found that these personality traits actually affected the AI's social networks.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they did this simulation with 50 AI agents in Minecraft.
Okay.
And just like in real life, some AI ended up with more friends than others.
So like there were popular AI and not so popular AI.
Exactly. And they could even connect this social standing back to the AI's personality traits.
So the outgoing AI had more friends.
Pretty much, yeah. The more extroverted AI consistently had more connections.
It's like high school all over again.
Right. But it's not just about popularity.
Yeah.
These social connections probably had a real impact on how the AI behaved.
Right. Like if you're friends with someone, you're more likely to help them out.
Exactly. So they ran experiments to see how the AI responded to different social cues.
Like if another AI was being friendly or mean.
Exactly. They wanted to see if the AI would react to social pressure.
And did they?
Big time. They found that the AI were way more likely to cooperate with those who had been friendly towards them.
So like we tend to be nicer to people who are nice to us.
Yeah, basically. And this behavior wasn't programmed in.
Oh, wow.
It just emerged from their interactions.
That's a perfect example of what they were talking about earlier. Emergent behavior.
Right. Complex patterns coming from simple rules.
Like those flocks of birds that all move together.
Exactly. There's no one bird leading the way.
Yeah, it's just each bird reacting to the others.
And that creates these amazing patterns.
So we might be able to study intelligence itself, not just in a lab, but in a virtual world.
Right. And that brings us to the bigger picture. This research is giving us a whole new way to look at not just AI, but intelligence itself.
If we can create AI that learns, adapts, socializes, and develops cultures in a virtual world, what's stopping us from applying these ideas to the real world?
It's a huge question with huge possibilities.
Imagine AI helping us understand social problems.
Or helping us design better systems.
Or even bridging cultural divides.
The possibilities are really endless.
But like you said earlier, with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have to make sure AI is developed ethically and for the good of everyone.
Well, this deep dive has really opened my eyes. AI isn't just about algorithms anymore. It's about systems that can learn, adapt, and interact in ways that are amazing and a little bit scary.
I agree.
It makes you wonder, if they can do all this in a virtual world, what will they be doing in the real world in a few years?
It's an exciting and challenging time.
Definitely. Well, if you're as fascinated by this research as we are, we highly recommend checking out the full report, manyagent.pdf.
Yeah, you can find the link in our show notes.
And one final thought to leave you with. Intelligence isn't just biological anymore. It's digital too. And the things we learn from studying AI could change how we understand ourselves and the future we're building.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, keep diving deep.